Hey there. Welcome to the boring lesson. Yeah, boring on purpose. Because this isn't about hype. It's about memory. The calm kind. The kind that sticks. This is part 1, section 1 of a slow, steady series where we're going to memorize every U.S. president in order. There have been 45 people who served as president, but 47 presidencies total. Why? Because Grover Cleveland served twice in 2 non-consecutive terms. And the current president is Donald Trump, back for his second non-consecutive term, making him both the 45th and 47th in line. Weird, right? You'll remember it because it's weird. Anyway, 47 presidencies. That's our target. But not all at once. That would just bounce off your brain. We're breaking this down into simple, digestible chunks of 6. Each part will be 3 sections, and each section will gently guide you through 6 presidents. With a little repetition, a little imagination, and some casual recall. Here's how this works. Repetition. You'll hear the names over and over. That's how memory builds. Chunking. We split the full list into easy-to-handle parts. Mental triggers. We'll link names to images, stories, or patterns. Mini quizzes. Nothing serious. Just mental nudges. Passive learning. You don't need to try. Just listen. While walking, cooking, spacing out. Over time, this stuff sticks. So just chill. Let the words drift in. By the end of this series, you'll know all 47 presidencies in order without breaking a sweat. Let's start with the first 6. Here they are. Listen to the names. Get used to the sound. No stress. 1. George Washington. 2. John Adams. 3. Thomas Jefferson. 4. James Madison. 5. James Monroe. 6. John Quincy Adams. Let's do that again. George Washington. John Adams. Thomas Jefferson. James Madison. James Monroe. John Quincy Adams. Now again, just last names. Washington. Adams. Jefferson. Madison. Monroe. Quincy Adams. Say them with me if you want. Or just listen. The names are planting roots. Mental Quest 1. The Memory Chain. Let's build a mental story, a chain, to help you connect the names. George Washington. Picture a crisp, clean dollar bill with his face on it. Imagine that bill gently fluttering in the wind. John Adams. Now, picture a second dollar bill. It's a bit crumpled and worn, a natural follow-up as Adams follows Washington. Thomas Jefferson. Next, envision a shiny, copper-colored coin. Jefferson is often associated with the Declaration of Independence, so picture him writing with a quill. James Madison. For Madison, think Madison. Picture a sun with angry eyebrows glaring down as if it were mad. James Monroe. Monroe sounds like more rows. Imagine 5 neat rows of marching soldiers or even rows of apples. John Quincy Adams. Finally, for Quincy Adams, picture a fancier version of Adams. He's wearing a powdered wig and a monocle, exuding a posh vibe. Imagine these images in a single, slightly absurd scene, a chain that your brain will remember. The sillier the images, the better they stick.
Repetition round. Let it roll in. Now, let's review the names again, slowly and deliberately. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams. One more time, just the last names. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams. Again, in a steady rhythm, each finger and even your wrist, a president. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams. Repetition like this helps cement these names into your long-term memory. Assign each finger and even your wrist a president. Thumb equals George Washington. Index finger equals John Adams. Middle finger equals Thomas Jefferson. Ring finger equals James Madison. Pinky equals James Monroe. Wrist equals John Quincy Adams. As you go through each finger, either speak the name or think of it clearly. This creates a physical anchor for your memory, engaging muscle memory along with auditory recall. Go slowly through each. Thumb equals Washington. Index finger equals Adams. Middle finger equals Jefferson. Ring finger equals Madison. Pinky equals Monroe. Wrist equals Quincy Adams. Good job. Feel free to repeat this step a couple of times for extra reinforcement. Mini story: The President Picnic. Now, let's create a mini story to tie these names together. Imagine all 6 presidents at a laid-back picnic. George Washington shows up with a bag full of fresh apples, simple and classic. John Adams brings a cooler full of lemonade, though it's a bit sour, just like his straightforward nature. Thomas Jefferson strolls in carrying a bottle of fine wine and starts reading poetry under a shady tree. James Madison is complaining about the heat, saying the sun is too harsh, the mad sun he never quite escapes. James Monroe is busy setting up a fun activity, a 5-lane potato sack race, emphasizing his more rows idea. John Quincy Adams is there too, but he's the judge of the picnic's casual contests, dressed in a powdered wig with a monocle, adding a touch of sophistication to the day. Visualize the scene, a serene park with these 6 characters mingling, each with their quirky traits. The more vivid and odd the story, the better it will help you remember the order. Quick quiz. Test your memory. Take a moment now to answer these questions in your head. No need to rush. Who is President number 3? Thomas Jefferson. Who came right before James Madison? That would be Thomas Jefferson. Who was immediately after James Monroe? Answer: John Quincy Adams. What is the last name of President number 6? It's Quincy Adams. Which two presidents share the last name Adams? John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Great work. Now, let's go for a speed round. Repeat these names 3 times in quick succession. Let the rhythm build the memory. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams. Let that flow through your mind. Each repetition reinforces the neural pathways needed for recall. That's it for section 1. You've now been introduced to the first 6 US presidents. They may still be floating around in your mind, and that's perfectly normal. Remember, the goal is to plant the seed of memory, repeated, little exposures that over time grow into strong, lasting recall. It doesn't matter if you feel like you haven't memorized everything yet. Just know that every time you listen, the information settles in a little deeper. Play this section again tomorrow while you're making coffee or even during a relaxing walk. Repetition is your friend. Before you go, if this video helped your memory, subscribe, like, and share it with others who might need a laid-back learning session too. Every little interaction helps the lesson reach more people, and who knows, someone else might finally remember the US presidents because of you. Coming up next in this series, Part 1, Section 2, where we cover Presidents 7 to 12. More calm repetition, more quirky memory tricks, more slow learning. Thanks for listening. Stay relaxed, keep repeating, and catch you in the next section.